So we have question about the public transport in London, about the ecology ways, and some just random question about it. So the first one is, do you think transport in London is priced fairly for daily users?
I think it can be quite expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if people are commuting to work in London, it's very expensive to use the train. But the buses are much cheaper. So if you live more locally and you can use a bus, that's very cheap.
Okay. So
And
the cheap is
yeah.
the bus is cheaper than
Yes,
the train.
yes,
Okay.
and the tram is quite cheap as well.
Okay.
But they don't take you into. Well, you could get into central London, but you'd have to take many different ones, you know.
Okay.
So the train is very quick, but it is the most expensive.
And how well do you think London is doing to reduce traffic and air pollution?
I think they're trying really hard. I mean, we have something called ULEZ, so ultra low emission zone, in outer London.
Yeah.
That meant that people had to change their cars. So if people had older cars that were maybe diesel engine or they just had a less efficient engine, they had to change their cars so that they've got more efficient ones to reduce or they have to pay. Otherwise, they have to pay a fee.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what improvement have you seen in London's public transport in the last few years?
Oh gosh, there's been a lot in central London. There's an awful lot of public transport. So we've got the Elizabeth line has been built, and there's so the Crossrail, and I would say that there's been a lot of improvement on the underground system.
Okay.
So it's a very old system. I mean, it's kind of 150 years old. So like the one in Paris. So, but it has improved, and also making access for disabled people. So there's lots more lifts, so elevators for people to get around, and access onto platforms. So some of the new tube lines have level access, so you don't have to go up or down onto. It's much easier.
And the last one is, how easy for you is to switch between the tubes, the buses, and the cycling in London?
I think it's very easy for people. Actually, cycling, there's also what they call cycle superhighways in London now. So they've made a lot of improvement in central London for people to cycle. So you do see a lot of people cycling in London now around the city, around the central areas. And I think that the crossover is quite easy. It's very easy, say, for me to get the train into London, into Victoria, or into St Pancras, and then get the tube from there, or get a bus. There's always buses outside.